Hi, I'm Cynthia Winton-Henry. I'm the co-founder of InterPlay and Body Wisdom Incorporated. I've been using Zoom for a number of years for all of my creative practice and for having an interactive and really quite pleasurable connection. And I'm glad the secret is out because we're now in a time when some of us really feel like we're becoming zoombies or doombies for that matter, and it can be a big stretch. This is an evolutionary moment in history where Zoom media and all of these long distance technologies are going to be the superhighways of connection that are going to be more protective of our environment. And we need to really shift our attention, I think, from, when does it get back to when I can get in a plane or, even get in a car sometimes. But how can I be at ease and connected? So I want to give you a couple of tips that I've learned over the years. And I'm so grateful to Body Wisdom and the InterPlay practice. Maybe you have just been discovering some of this too. One thing is, in InterPlay, we have a practice called easy focus. So first of all, when you're looking at a screen or a camera, you're not thinking, just relax. You're thinking, it's a camera, I'm on. Well, you don't have to. You can actually override that, and you will be shortly if you haven't already. I want to invite us to use our movie eyes. When you go to the movies and you sit back and you relax and you're in this beautiful setting, usually a comfortable chair, maybe a drink and some popcorn even. Anyway, you're able to sit back and let the information be there without over-focusing. And so in InterPlay, we see the focuser as this kind of like very visually connected thing, but it can be our whole sensory system that it goes into focus or vigilance. Well, we want to just be able to whoosh that out. We sometimes say, whew. You can relax your focus, your attention, especially if you're putting your attention on difficult things. You want to learn to relax it because that's not the only thing that's in the field, right? We can open up our attention. You might have to shake yourself out a little bit to remember. You might have to take a deep breath. So you can sit back in your body, spirit, and receive. We love, in the InterPlay practice, receiving what's coming toward us. We're very affirming towards bodies and body spirits as a practice. And so our bodies know, actually, through kinesthetic mirror neuron connections and through all of our senses, that these are for receiving, not just sending. They're not just to be used, but they're for savoring and enjoyment. So when I'm in a Zoom space, I can sit back in my movie seat, my movie eyes, and receive. I can let my body receive the beautiful, the simple, the crazy, even and all the complexity without having to sort it out or articulate it. It's really such a valuable thing when our bodies are tending to be on overload. So sitting back in movie eyes. Having come from the performing arts, I know a lot about the challenges of both being on and the joy of it, but also, coming off of that. And we're not really required to be on as intensively as we might be feeling in our body. I mean, you might not be speaking at all, but you might be feeling like you have to be present, super present. And really, you don't have to be in order to feel in communication and in connection. In fact, if you tend to feel like you have to be in a performance, I suggest that you just relax that, like put it on a dimmer switch and see if you can come back down and just perform yourself, right? Just be you. And I know that that's tricky. It's sometimes easier said than done, but it is actually possible. And here we have this opportunity to be seen in our environments, which is more expansive than if we're always in a mono room where we supposedly come as one group with one point of view. Actually, now our points of view and our contexts are opening up. I'm getting to see a lot more texture in the lives of our bodies, which I think is such a treasure. So yeah, we can relax, be ourselves, be in our context. I told one of my friends to take the fake Zoom background off. I wanted to see her boxes and her stuff, and she was kind enough just to let me into her room. I just really appreciate it. So those are things. The last thing is really diversity. We have more and more knowledge about neurodiversity, that bodies don't process all in the same ways. So for some people, looking at a screen or focusing at all is going to be a really intense experience. So we want to make sure that we are really creating situations and opening up our own stretch zones for people to come in just with a phone and to claim that as a really good way. At the same time, we want people who really want the full body communication to have that experience. As we know, much experience is communicated not with words. So it's both tone, but it's also with movements and mannerisms and breath. Bodies remember, what they're connected to mostly through the physicality. So we want to keep a diversity for audio and visual and choices, including no choice at all or I can't play right now. There's also issues of equity about who has these resources of screens, and keeping that in mind too, to make space in the diversity of expression without shutting one area down. So I hope this is helpful. I know sometimes over-zooming is going to be a problem, and so really, we're going to have to practice healthy diets, just like we do with food, and so many other things, which is one of the luxuries and privileges of having access to abundance. So bows to that, and bows to you. Thanks. InterPlay.org. Check out the online stuff we've got going on, and especially the free samples that are coming up with our liaisons to people of color, to millennials, to internationals, and just to anybody who wants to come. All right, thanks.